This is Steve from Boxing UK in association with Supreme CBD. Live in Jeddah. We've literally just had the weigh-in, David Diamante.
How are you, Steve? It's great to see you. Great to be in Jeddah. And we got a big fight on our hands this weekend.
Yeah, before we start, you've enjoyed your week this week, haven't you?
Yeah, this is my fourth time in Saudi. I've got friends here now, and Jeddah's a great city, so I've been cruising around and having some great food, seeing some old friends, and just enjoying the time.
So, Alexander Usyk's coming in even up the same weight. Anthony Joshua 4 pounds heavier. What do you make of that, David?
You know, it's funny because people love to speculate. I heard so many people this week saying, "Oh, Usyk's so much bigger," you know, and Eddie's saying, "Oh, he looks fleshy," but I knew guys in his camp, and they said, "No, it's not like that." So I said, "Look, let me just wait to see what he does on the scale." He looks about the same. I mean, it's a marginal difference, and AJ a little bit more. But I'll tell you, the big difference to me today was the stare down. Yeah. AJ looked really good in the stare down this time. He looked very determined. I think even more determined than the other day at the press conference. So it was a really great stare down, and man, we got a great fight on our hands.
Do you agree with common consensus, David, that it's just going to be AJ has to be more aggressive and this fight doesn't go 12 rounds either way?
No, I think there are many different scenarios. Like we always say, boxing is the theater of the unexpected. You know, that's I guess Larry Merchant's famous saying, and it's very true. I do think though that just like the three top rules of buying property: location, location, location. They also apply in boxing. You know, where you fight, location, location, location. I think if Joshua wants to take it like he did with Ruiz and fight long, I think Usyk's going to have a hell of a hard time because Joshua's got a huge reach. He's a stronger guy. He's a bigger guy. So if he wants to go fight at a longer distance, I think it's great. If he fights on the inside, he's so strong and he's heavy. He can lean on Usyk. I think that's also a good tactic. I think it's that mid-range where he gets into a lot of trouble and Usyk can do really good work. And, you know, Joshua's landing punches, but the problem is they're far too few, whereas Usyk lands, you know, when Joshua lands one good one, Usyk will land, you know, 3 or 4. So that's a problem. So, and also I think if Joshua comes out too aggressive off the bat, he might gas out. And we know Usyk comes on a lot stronger later in fights. So Joshua's going to have to keep some reserve in the tank, but I think a lot of the consensus is, you know, it's got to be Joshua early by a knockout or it's going to go Usyk's way. I don't know. We'll see. I think there's many different ways that this fight could go. There are huge implications, not just for the heavyweight division, but for the sport with this fight. It's a great fight. I love it.
Very quickly, David, because I know there's a big scrum forming around us.
There's a what?
A big scrum forming around us. The first fight, it was very much a case of AJ is far too big for Usyk. AJ was far too big for Alexander Usyk in the first fight. That proved untrue. Does 4 pound make much of a difference, do you think, David?
I think it depends on how you carry it. Is it muscle? Is it not muscle? You know, but either way, I don't think that's going to be the big difference. I think a very big difference in this fight is going to be in mentality, heart, motivation, strategy, and executing that. I think focus is also a really big thing. I mean, one thing that Usyk is just, and this guy, his amateur pedigree is stellar. Olympic gold medalists. Obviously, AJ is too, but Usyk, he cleaned out the cruiserweight division in other people's backyards. He just went to war for his country. This guy doesn't get shook. He's not scared of anything. He's just really not. He's focused. He doesn't train for fights. He trains as a way of life. It's what he does. He doesn't know any other way. So he just has a different mentality, and his mentality is complete focus. You see it all the time. Sometimes it falters in other fighters. That's why I liked what I saw up on stage in that stare down with AJ. He seemed to have the focus. He needs to have that tomorrow night if he wants a shot in this fight. But of course he's in this fight. It's before this fight happened the first time, what they were saying, Joshua 3-1 favorite. Now he's the underdog. But we'll see. That's what makes this sport so great. I think we're in for a great fight. I can't wait. I'm going to be ringside, so yes.
Lucky fella. David, last one is a real proper boxing historian as you are. How important is it that we have an undisputed heavyweight champion very soon?
Well, I'll tell you what. There's almost no other sport where it's so convoluted. Who's the champion and who's this and who's that? It's very, it's hard for even people that follow the sport to know who the champions are at different times. So we need to unmuddy the water. We need to get undisputeds. That's what the sport wants. That's what we're going towards. That's where the trends are going. We're seeing it in different divisions, and I love that. So I think it would be huge. And whoever wins, there might be a really nice fight. There will be a very nice fight coming down the road for an undisputed.
Do you think it'll be Tyson Fury? Surely you can't resist the temptation, David.
Look, I can speculate, but that's not up to me. That's up to him and his family, his promoter, his team, and they can make those decisions. But we'll see.
Lovely. David, enjoy the rest of Friday in Jeddah, and I'll see you ringside tomorrow.
Thank you so much. Great to see you, buddy.
And you. Take care, David.
All right. Cheers.
Is that